Hello, Stitchy friends. It's been a while. It's been a long time. I don't think I've filmed a video since May. It's been a little bit crazy. I've had a great summer. I've just had a lot going on. I have so much to share with you. You should see my little space here. I've just got stuff all over. And what I've decided is that I'm going to break this up into 2 videos. Like I said, the last time I filmed, I think it was May. And so I'm going to go May to August for the first video, and hopefully it'll be around an hour. And then the second video, I will do September, October to the present. And I will share all of my activities and fun that I've been doing. First of all, I have to show you my new little sweet guy. His name is Ace. You all remember Train passed away in May. I adopted Ace. It will be 2 weeks on Wednesday. And as you can see, he has just, he is just a ball of love. This cat, I got him from the Humane Society, and you can see he's just like, he purrs constantly. He never stops purring. We think he's around 10 years old. We don't know a lot about his history. He's just as sweet and as nice and as kind as can be. He just never stops purring. Can you hear him? I don't know if you can hear him or not. I'll put him up by the speaker. I don't know if you can hear him or not, but anyway, you just trust me, he's purring. He's just as sweet as can be. He has actually 2 different color eyes, and sometimes you can see it better in some lights than others. I always say his left eye is like a mood ring. Yeah, it's like a mood ring, isn't it? Yeah. But there's some pictures. I'll post a photo of, so you can see. In some pictures, you can really see it. It's like, wow, he's totally got 2 different color eyes. But sometimes they both just look amber. So, are you ready to go sit down? He's all black. He's got just a little spot of white on his tummy. I'll tell you a story as to why I named him Ace. It's kind of a sweet story, actually. So my dad had Lewy body dementia, and for the last 9 months of his life, he lived in a memory care. And we were fortunate enough. My dad always seemed to know who we were, which was good. Because sometimes the way dementia works, that's not always the case. So one day I went to visit him, and in the memory care, and he was like, "Oh, hey, did you see the cat?" And I was like, "No, they have a cat here?" Because oftentimes memory cares do have pets, or a therapy pet will come in or whatever. So, there was no reason for me to doubt it. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize they had a cat here. How nice." And he's like, "Yeah, he's around here somewhere. Where is he? Ace." And he would like put his hand down, and he'd be like whistling for this cat. And I'm peeking around furniture and trying to find this cat. He's like, "He's all black. He's got just a little bit of white on him." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, Ace. Okay." So I went out to the nurse's station after my visit was over. I never saw Ace. Went out to the nurse's station, and I said, "Angie, I didn't know you guys had a cat." And she was like, "Oh, you saw a cat?" And I said, "Well, no, I didn't see him." And she was like, "Why do you think we have a cat?" And I said, "Oh, my dad said that he saw a cat. And that there's a cat, and his name is Ace, and he's all black." And she said, "Oh, we don't have any cats." She said, "Mo's family brings his dog in every now and again to visit, but he's a little brown Yorkie. I don't think he'd confuse that with a cat." And I said, "No, I think you're right." And my dad would often hallucinate. And sometimes his dreams, like what he would dream when he slept, would become reality. So Lewy body dementia it's a terrible condition to get, but at any rate, that is how Ace got his name, because he was all black with just a little bit of white on him. So really, my dad gave him the name Ace. So he's a special guy. He's so sweet. I don't know what it was. My kids were like, "How did you know that this cat was going to be so nice?" And I have no idea. I saw his picture on the Humane Society website, our local Humane Society. It wasn't anything stellar or anything. I mean, it's such a dorky picture. I'll post it, but I don't know what it was. And I went in there. There was just something about him that I just was like, oh. And the name that they had on him at the Humane Society was Boshi, Boshi, which that wasn't, it didn't do anything for me. It didn't fit. So, but Ace fits. So yeah, he's as sweet as can be. It's like he's been here all along. He just blended right in. The first day, my mom came over, my kids came over to meet him. He sat with every one of them. He purred with every one of them. He's just a really nice cat, and I don't know. I won the cat lottery, and some of my friends said, well, so did he. So we were meant to find each other, I guess. So a little divine intervention there, perhaps. So, secondly, second order of business, my shirt. Last month, October, which is when I meant to film this video, was Down Syndrome Awareness Month. My friend Jen has a little boy named Frankie who is 4 years old and could not be cuter. Jen, every October, they have a walk to support Down Syndrome Minnesota, and she does all kinds of wonderful fundraising for Down Syndrome Minnesota and other organizations that basically they make sure that those with Down syndrome have the resources to reach their full potential. Also, you should follow Jen's Instagram, which is 321 of a kind. She and Frankie, she films Frankie doing almost every day, not every single day, but numerous days for lunch. She will film what is for lunch, Frankie. What's for lunch, Frankie? And she just goes through and she tells Frankie all the things on his plate. Sometimes he waits, sometimes he doesn't. His reactions to what's on the plate are usually, that kid eats darn near everything. But man, sometimes he will have the funniest reactions. And I look forward to What's for Lunch Frankie and her stories all the time. So, and also, Jen is an amazing cottage baker, which is, a cottage baker is someone who operates a bakery out of their home. And that site on Instagram is Sun Circle Bakes. So I'll put the links to both of those below here. I used her for a bridal shower that I had. I hosted this past summer, and I'll insert a picture of the cupcakes that she made. Not only were they beautiful, but they were so dang delicious. It was like a Oreo ganache with, just phenomenally good. They were so good. So if you're in the Albertville, Minnesota area, Jen is your girl if you need any kind of a cake or for a special occasion, cupcakes, cookies, whatever. She does an amazing job. So, okay. What have I been working on? How about if I share that? Because that's really what you're all here for, right? Okay. So the first one that I've got here is, if I can find, what did I do with the pattern? See this, I'm surrounded by so much stuff, you guys. I wish you could see like the floor around me. So, all right, first one I'm going to show you. I'm doing this with a group of friends, and I think I started this since the last time I filmed. So this is called Our Lasting Friendship. It's by Blackbird Designs. There are 9 of us in our little, I have a group of friends that we meet on Zoom or on a FaceTime call every week. And we started this during the pandemic. And it's just been such a wonderful connection. It's been so nice to have this group of people to meet with, to share your designs with, your works in progress, to see what they're working on, to see what they're finishing. I enjoy this group so very much. So there are 9 of us in the group, and this is how far I am. Now keep in mind, I regraphed the middle because there's only enough for 6 names there, 6 initials, okay? Since there's 9 of us, we added a few more. So I volunteered to graph it, and I did. And so these are all, these are all of our initials. So you're getting sneak peeks of what's behind. So you can see what we've been working on. That's everyone's initials there. And that's how far I've gotten. I started with the middle because this piece of fabric is just a little bit small. I'm stitching it on 34 count oaten scone from Legacy Fabrics, which is something I've never worked on before. I'm using 1 strand of floss, and the coverage is okay. It's all right, even though it's 34 count. It was kind of like, well, you know, 32, it's between a 32 and a 36. So I thought I'm going to try with 1 strand, and it's working out just fine. So that's the first one that I've been working on. So I'm going to set that aside here. All right, the next one that I've been working on, and I finished. So how many of you listen or watch Mama Loves You GB on Instagram? No, I'm sorry. She's that on Instagram, but she's also on FlossTube. So she did an unfinished sampler series, okay? So she bought a little sampler that was essentially this navy, it was unfinished. So the only thing it had was the alphabet, and all of this was, the rest of it was just blank. It had this full border, like this is the size it was going to be. It had the alphabet, and that was pretty much it. And then your job was to finish graphing it and then stitching it, which is oftentimes what, you know, little stitchers did way back in the day. So this is what I came up with for mine, and this is how I decided to finish it. I got this anchor pattern out of an old Dutch sampler motif book that's out of print, I believe. They did reprint it, I know, in a paperback version. There's a version that's in Dutch, and there's a version that's in English. I should have had it here so I could show you. But this is what I did with it. I put my initials inside this little cartouche, the year. I love this little jump rope girl. And yeah, just, it's been a hard year and a half since COVID began for me. So these phrases, I saw that somewhere: learn, move on, grow. And yeah, this was kind of cathartic for me to stitch this. So that was and I believe she calls this the Maud sampler. She named it after Laura on Brenda and the Cereal Starter. So that's that one. And then the last one I'll show you is my progress on my ragamuffin. And this is how far I've gotten on this. Now this was the one, and there is some stitching there too, as you can see. So this is the one that, and I'm doing eyelets for those big letters there. Don't know if you can tell. But this is the one that I was doing with my friends Kathy and Deb, and Lisa Schindler joined us also. Lisa is Lisa Hoops and Hooks, I think that's what it is. Lisa Hooks and Hoops? No, I think it's Lisa Hoops and Hooks on Instagram. But she joined us as well. They have all finished theirs. I was supposed to do 1 installment a month. I had it all divided up, and I just kind of lost steam on it. Like I said, I had a lot on my plate this summer. So this is how far I got. I will finish it. I love it. I did this little part of the sampler last month at the Farm Girl Gathering retreat in Amana, which we'll talk about in my next video. So this is how far I am. So that's my progress on that. The next one of stuff I've been working on, it's in this cute little pouch. Don't you love it? I think this is a Blue Q bag, if I'm not mistaken. It might not be, but yes, it is a Blue Q bag. I see it right here. Blue Q is a company that is, they have lots of very funky, eclectic items, so to say the least. So, all right, I've been doing a little wool work. So I bought this kit from Primitive Gatherings, Peace, Joy, Love. It came with all of the stuff except for the floss. This is where I'm at. I have more embroidery to do. This white stuff I had to draw on. There's a pattern that comes with it. And I had to draw it on with a special marker. It's really interesting to use this marker too, or it's this pen. It goes on real wet, and when you first put it on, you really can't see much until it dries. And then once it dries, you can see where you're supposed to go. I kind of, on the word peace here, you can see, I'm hoping that stuff flakes away if I'll wet it down. But you can kind of see some of the white. I didn't follow it exactly the way I was supposed to, but I don't think your eye is really going to see it once it's all decorated. So I have a little more embroidery to do on this one, and then I can finish it. So that's Peace, Joy, Love by Primitive Gatherings. And that's where I'm at. So I have to embroider a scarf on there, and also I'm going to use, I have a Just Another Button Company carrot button for the nose. So that's the wool stuff I've been working on. Let's see here. I've got a list of stuff that I'm doing. In May, my nephew got married. That was the bridal shower that I threw. I had to throw 2 bridal showers. I had one nephew that got married in May and one that got married in September. So they've been keeping me busy, those nephews of mine. My kids left for the summer. I had one that went to Tennessee, and I had one that went to, and the one that went to Tennessee worked all summer as a whitewater rafting guide on the Pigeon River down in Hartford, Tennessee. He had a great time. He broke his arm while he was there. Now, wouldn't you think someone that broke his arm, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to get to the broken arm story in a minute because that actually happened in August. So I'm still on May, June, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. So put a pin in that subject and we will talk about that. My daughter went to Glacier National Park. She worked at a little cafe and grocery store in St. Mary, Montana. And her stories were, so my son lived in a tent all summer in Tennessee. I'll put a picture in here. My daughter lived in a trailer from 1970, something like that. It was full of mice. She did not have running water. Neither one of my kids had any running water this summer. They are far more adventurous than I because I love running water. I think most of us do. But those 2 adventure seekers, off they went. So, but they're both still in school, and my daughter's getting her master's degree to be a school counselor. My son is in his last year of nursing school. So, they both just were like, there's some fun to be had, so we're gonna go out and do it. So they did. They had a good time. So I'll get to the broken arm story in August. It's a good one. You won't want to miss it. So that's what happened in May. I got a couple of little gifts in the mail. I got a gift. my friend Kathy, she is Kathy Lonsbury on Instagram. She bought duplicates of a couple different things. And so she was so sweet, she decided to send them to me, which I thought was so very nice. So she sent me this Brenda Gervais. Comes complete with the fabric for finishing the drum, which was so nice. I love it. Look at that bird. I love the specialty stitches on that wing. I think those are Smyrna crosses. Oh, Smyrna crosses, favorite stitch, Smyrna cross. And then she sent me this book, which is so much fun. So this is from the Little Red Hen. The Little Red Hen is a store in Iowa. I have not been there yet. I think it's in Muscatine, Iowa, if I'm not mistaken. I love this bee candle mat, which she's made and is so stinking cute. I need to get the kit for this before they don't have it anymore. And then the other thing that I love so much in here is this quilt. Look at that red quilt. Don't you love it? I don't know what it is about this quilt, but I absolutely love this. It doesn't look difficult. I just think the colors are grand. I love it. Love it. So that, and there's tons of other projects in this book as well. I mean, look at all those things. Cute, cute stuff. So, Kathy, thank you so much. You are one of the sweetest and kindest and most generous people. I have something else in my next video from Kathy that I will show you all as well. So I got to meet her in person at the Farm Girl Gathering Retreat in Amana, Iowa in September. So that'll be the next video. Okay, I got a gift from my friend Lindy Hebel in, I think I'm saying it right. Is it Hebel or Hebel? I'm guessing it's Hebel. She's from Michigan. She was looking for, she knows Laura, the cereal starter, and she was looking for gingham fabric for a certain design, a unicorn chart that she wanted to stitch. Laura didn't have any, but Laura put the call out to our little group, the same group that I'm stitching this with, okay? Same group. So she put the call out to all of us, and I said, oh, I think I do have some gingham fabric. Let me go check. I did. I had several pieces, and so I didn't have really any plans for it, and I said, sure, I'll send them to her, you know, what's her address? And I sent it, and wasn't expecting anything in return. It was just one of those things, you know, she was like, can I pay you? I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I had no plans for it. It wasn't earmarked for anything, and I'm glad you can use it, right? She sent in the mail. She's a member of the Country Sampler Schoolgirl Club. She sent me her, oops, let me take this off. She put a nice note on here, but I'll take this off so you can see the picture. She said, I know she's in good hands. Share her with Mavis. You all know my friend Mavis. Mavis is going to be making an appearance in the next video also. But she sent me her Margaret Croft kit. This is from Needlework Press. This is a schoolgirl club exclusive from the Country Sampler. So you have to be in the club if you want to get this. It comes with, look at all those colors, and it comes with the linen. And this was just above and beyond. And I couldn't believe when this came in the mail. She said, I'm going to send you a little something for, you know, the gingham fabric. And I said, oh, okay, great. Well, I couldn't believe this. I was so excited. I absolutely, I love it. So thank you, Lindy. That was so nice of you. So there was that. So that was my gift from Lindy. And then my friend Deb, who, you remember Deb, she is the one that I did the Alpha Block sampler with last year, her and her sister Kathy, and we all three did it together, and we met at the Country Sampler in March. Deb was sweet enough to send a couple different things. First of all, she sent me this amazing pincushion made from, I'm pretty sure these are all Tilda fabrics. Do you guys know Tilda? I think she's from the UK or Australia. I guess I'm not sure, but I don't think she's I don't think she's from the United States, but Tilda makes these amazing fabrics. They're just lovely. And I know that's a Tilda button. She has these fabric covered buttons. They're fantastic. But Deb sent this pin cushion, and it's like sturdy, it's heavy, it's stuffed nice. Just as kind of a thank you for the get together that we had in Wisconsin. She also sent me, I saw this when we were at the Country Sampler when we had our trip, and it was one of those things where I was kind of kicking myself like, oh, I should have bought it, because it was even in like the clearance rack. So, and it's no wonder this company, Hatched and Patched, I have a thing for them. I'm obviously attracted to their stuff because I have another item I'm going to show that's from them also. And honestly, before this video, I don't know that I'd ever really heard of them before, but just organically 2 items showed up in my stash that are from this company, Hatched and Patched. And they are out of Australia, Bathurst, Australia. So what I loved was this thing. And do you know what this is? I don't know if you can see it sticking out. It's a key cover. Like you can put, let me find it. It's so cute. And I don't know what it was. And there's tons of cute little projects in here too. It's not just that. I mean, look at those cute little projects. I have no idea if this is in print, out of print. There's some little covers for little notes, notepads. But this is called a birdcage key ring. Let me show you. Right here, right there. I just thought that was so clever. I don't know why I liked it so well, but I just couldn't get that out of my mind. And here's some other little things. She's got the coin purse. And so, like I said, I don't know if this is still, it's by Annie Downs of Hatched and Patched. It's called In the Life of a Bug. That's what it's called, right? Of a bug? Of a bag. In the life of a bag. That makes so much more sense. In the life of a bug. Oh, Lord. Must have a bug in my brain. In the life of a bag. So these are all things that will fit inside of a bag. Okay. I would be terrible on that. Doesn't that sound like the title on like the $10,000 pyramid? In the life of a bag. Like that would have been one of the categories and you would have had to guess all these things. Yeah. All right. I don't know. My mind is like going off here. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Deb. She picked that up for me because I asked her to. Because they were going back after the weekend, after the week of fun was done. They were going to be passing through, and she picked it up for me. So thank you. And then she didn't want anything for it, which was so nice. The other thing, I already shared this, but I wanted to share. So this magazine, Quilt Mania, the Quilt magazine, this is a really fun magazine. I should really get a subscription to this. I mean, there's just eye candy in here. It's just look at all of these. They've got great pictures and great information, patterns, you name it. But I had shared this, a picture of this. One of my viewers said, she contacted the person, because I must not have mentioned any information about her. But look at that quilt. Isn't that just divine? I'd love to make one of these one day, make this quilt. Well, the quilt maker contacted me and wanted me to let you all know that this pattern is available. Her company is called Emma Mary Designs. Can you see it there? Emma Mary Designs. She has a website, and this pattern is still available. So if you are interested in this quilt pattern, go to emmamarydesigns.com. She's also on Instagram. And do I know what her Instagram handle is? Let me look. I do not, but I'm sure if you looked up Emma Mary Designs on Instagram, I'm sure you would find it. So yeah, I just thought this, I mean, the fabrics she chose for this. I like how the squares are all a little red square. Those little squares that join everything. Oh, this is just amazing. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that I shared the contact information for that quilt if anyone was interested, because I don't think I put anything in it in my notes up from last month either. So there is that. I think that takes care of May, everybody. All right, on to June. I got to go with a group of friends to the Stitchery Nook, which is in Iowa. And the Stitchery Nook is a really fun little place. They have a retreat center up above, which a lot of cross-stitch shops do. There's a few out there that have like retreat centers that are affiliated with their shop, which is really a cool thing. So it was so handy because there were, probably a dozen of us, I would say, that were there. And just when the store was open, you could just go from your retreat center upstairs to downstairs, just like take the back stairs down, and you could just go right into the shop and go shopping. So I'll share my haul, what I got with you from there. Let's see, this is from that. Okay. So this is what I got from the Stitchery Nook. So this is haul. This little kit from Lizzie Kate. It's called the, what is it? Do Your Best. I thought it was so cute. It's a limited edition kit. I love her little kit. She's also got like a little strawberry here. It comes with everything you need. The fabric that's featured here, I really like. It's like an aqua blue. They must have run out of the aqua blue because what came with it was that same fabric, but it was in white. You can kind of see it underneath here. I really like the aqua blue, and I had this in my stash, this color. So I put it with the kit, and I might finish mine with this fabric instead of this one. I'll see how it looks when it's all done. I don't know if how well you can see. Sorry about the glare. So, but there's that. I got that. I got a piece of color and cotton hand-dyed fabric, which I love. That's what I'm stitching Ragamuffin on. It's a color and cotton aged paper is what I'm stitching my Ragamuffin on. This one is called Boardwalk, and it's a beautiful color. I love color and cotton fabric. It has it's what I imagine fabric from years ago, like when sampler stitchers in the 1700s stitched. I don't know why, but I imagine it's so, there's a feeling that it has. I don't know what it is. It just feels very vintage to me. So love it. I also picked up these were some random things. This was an 11 by 18 40 count. It's kind of a gray color. I don't know the brand. I don't know the color. This was just a remnant. This is a piece of gunmetal, which is 35 count gunmetal, which is what I want to stitch my June morning on. I wish I should just start that. I should start it in June, right? I should. Picked up a couple fat quarters from the quilt shop that was in that town. Osage, Iowa is where the Stitchery Nook is, by the way. I just thought those were fun fabrics, and they kind of coordinated. I think they're the same designer, actually, the same fabric designer. This was in the bargain bin. And I don't know what it is about it. I'll probably change the colors, but this is an old You and I and Friends chart. Spring Fling is what it's called. If you have to, it's hard to see, but there is a lot of specialty stitches on there. Like these are, the stripes on the vase are all like a long stitch. And so there's some really fun specialty stitches on there. I'll probably change the colors, but there's just something about this that I really liked. So I got that one. And then this la-di-da one, it's called My House. That frazzled woman wearing that gaudy, crazy dress, I don't know. That's just what I felt like this last year and a half since COVID began. I mean, I can totally relate to that lady. And I don't want to leave my house. And that's how I feel. So I just thought it was very appropriate. I think this was in the bargain bin too. I don't know. I don't see the price on it, but I loved it and I bought it. Okay. You never know what's going to resonate with you. So that is what I got from the Stitchery Nook in Osage, Iowa. So So I've been waiting to share that. I haven't started any of those things because I've been trying to keep it together. Okay, there's that. Oh, here's another thing that I finished. I made this bag. This was a kit. It's a canvas bag. I got this from Theresa. I made this whole thing by myself. The directions were very clear. The fabrics are from Ruby Star Society. It was a Ruby Star Society kit. Look at this, you guys. It came with everything, right down to this leather boondoggle pull thing. It came with the zippers. I brought this on my trip to Colorado. Look at, they open, they close. Just a really fun, funky pattern. And I did the whole thing. It was a kit that came with everything. So it was distributed by Moda. I don't know if you could find these anymore, but it was a bag. The pattern was Noodlehead. You can get the pattern. This is called the Crescent Tote by Noodlehead. And so this is definitely, the pattern is definitely available. I'm sure Noodlehead, you can download it from her site, or you can find it at your local quilt shop perhaps also. I'm not sure. So, but yeah, so I made this tote and it turned out great and it was fun. It was, like I said, the whole kit was something I got from Theresa as a gift one year and I loved it. So thank you, Theresa. It was a joy. So I made that. Snowman project. That's right. When I was at the Stitchery Nook in Osage, Iowa, I made, so here's what I did. We stopped at Buttermilk Basin on the way down there. I went with my friend Karen, who is Yellow Farmhouse on Instagram. Karen and I drove down together. We stopped at Buttermilk Basin on the way down, and man, Buttermilk Basin it's just the cutest wool stuff there. I mean, it's incredible. And all of the goodness that she has there is so cute. Everywhere you look, it's inspiring, it's jaw-dropping, it's really cool. She has such a selection of wool. So I bought this little kit, and I bought the fabric, some fabric for it. I also bought some wools and things like that because I wanted to do a project with Theresa. So Theresa and Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche were all going to be in Osage, Iowa. And so I bought some for us to do, and this is my little snowman. So this is what I did when I was there. Jen and Theresa did their own. I'll put a picture here of how all three of ours turned out together so that you can see. So this I will be finishing in, I know there were several of you that have asked. The last time I filmed a video in May, I said I was going to show you how to do a mattress tutorial, which brings me to my next point, the mattress finish tutorial. So I did try to film one, and I filmed one for this, okay? This one turned out super cute. I love the way it turned out. I stitched this ball jar this past year. I started it in the spring, and I stitched it up. I used this fabric. Here's my mattress finish. And I love how it turned out, but I tried filming a tutorial while I made this, and what occurred to me is that I need someone to help me film it, okay? Kind of like Lori Holt always has her daughter Cassidy help her with hers. All my kids were gone for the summer, and I didn't have anyone to help me. So now that they're home, I will get her, my daughter or son, either one I suppose could do it, but I will get them to help me film a tutorial. But I tried, it was so-so. Parts of it were good, parts of it were not, and I just didn't feel confident posting it. So tutorial on the mattress finish to come. This is the other one that I finished. This one is some fabric I had in my stash. This is a Scarlet House design. This is called A Few Favorite Things. I kind of put my own twist on it. I put the year here, and I don't think it calls for initials. I think I put the initials in. I just bopped them in. But So, and I love that you have to get little buttons to put on there. I like how they, I don't know, this green button just makes it all pop. I love that green button. So, a few favorite things by the Scarlet House. This one is from, I put a link to it in my last video, and I think it's in Midwest Living. No, it's not Midwest Living. Country Living magazine, is that it? There's a link to this pattern. It's a freebie, and I put it in my last video. So if you're looking for it, that's where you should go. So that's that. And summer project. I think that's it for June, you guys. Okay, we're cruising right along. July. I took a trip to Colorado. My aunt moved to Colorado in June, and we decided to go visit her in July. So anyway, we went to a store called Wooden Spools, and here's the information on Wooden Spools. It's in Englewood, Colorado. They have a website. Wooden Spools is unique because they will buy stash from quilters of very nice quilting fabric that may be out of print. So they buy fat quarters, they buy kits, they buy, it's almost like a thrift store for fabric. They also have new fabrics there, but they have a whole section that is that was bought from quilter stash that they know they're not going to use. Maybe they had extra, whatever. So you get them for a good price. So a couple of things I picked up there. This is from Barbara Brockman, Morris Workshop. And I just thought these fabrics, both of these are from Barbara Brockman. That's the fabric designer. So this one is low volumes, and this one has just these beautiful colors. And I thought they were so pretty. And these together, I don't know what I'm going to make yet, but I'm going to make something really cool. And the colors were just beautiful. So each one of these was, this is a, not a jelly roll, it's a honey bun. A jelly roll is 2.5 inch strips. These are 1.5 inch strips. So I got these for a good price because they were revived, as you would say, as you might say. And then I got a couple other things that they had. This was a neat piece of fabric. It's a bunch of reds, but it looks like they've all been sewn together. They're all different. And it's a piece of fabric that just has all these different fabric stripes. So I thought, well, that would be, I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I mean, it looks like you've spent all this time sewing these strips together, and you haven't. It's just, that's how the fabric is. So I thought that was really fun. So I'm going to do something fun with that. Don't know what yet, but, and then I just got a fat quarter of this fabric. I thought it was so cute. There's just something about it. So that was another one that was in the used, the thrifted fabrics, the revived fabrics. And then the other thing, oops, let me pick this up here. The other thing that I got that was so incredibly amazing there. So this is the other reference to the Hatched and Patched book, okay, Annie Downs. So this was an entire quilt kit that I bought. Pick this up here. Put this down here. I bought this quilt kit there. So this is a block of the month. And I think it's, is it 12 months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10 months. This is what, oops, pardon me. This is what these kits make. So month 1, as you can see, is the basket in the center. You see that? So for month 1, that's what they want you to make. And do you see at behind the basket, you guys? That's blackbird fabric, and that's included. Like all of that is included in this kit. So someone bought this with the intention of making it, and then they didn't. And so now I bought it with the intention of making it, and I need to do it. I've always been kind of afraid of applique. And that's what all of these baskets are. These baskets are applique. This is applique. This is probably some English paper piecing with these hexagons. I was a little intimidated, but I've been watching Lori Holt's tutorials on applique and how she does it, and she makes it seem so simple. So I'm going to use Lori's, kind of her methods and see if I can tackle this. So with Lori's help. So I also have, I don't have it here. I bought actually one of Lori's kits too. It's a table runner kit. It comes in a little box. And you know what? I forgot to share that. I have it somewhere. Maybe I'll share it in my next video. I have to track it down. But, so I have my work cut out for me. All of these kits come with all of this fabric, and I got it for a very good price. So, I'm excited about this. So, one of these days, I'm going to start it. So, it's a block of the month. I think I do better, well, sometimes I do better if I have just like a method, like, okay, this month, this is what I have to get done. So if I have a checklist, I do better, I think. August. Here's where I'm coming back to the story of Adrian breaking his arm. So actually, before I get to that, one more teaser. I got to go to... In early August, I got to go hang out with my friend Marcy. It was supposed to be Marcy, who is Mimi Thiessen on Instagram, and then my friend Kathleen, who is Kathleen's Trodden Trail, who she has a YouTube. Kathleen was supposed to join us, but had other family commitments that she couldn't get out of, unfortunately. And we had postponed it a couple times, because we were actually all supposed to get together in February, but like the third time it was like, we just have to do it. So it ended up being Marcy and I, and we had a very nice time. And I have to share with you what Marcy made me and what Kathleen made me. Okay. I was blown away. If you don't know about Marcy, Marcy she makes the most absolutely amazing things, and she finishes them so beautifully well. And let me just show you how special it is, what she made, because I just couldn't believe it. So she made one for Kathleen, and she made one for me, and she put our initials in there. This is where we met, in Sioux Falls, because it's the central location for all of us. The initials stand for Marcy, Kathleen, and Sue. And she put the date on there. She stitched it over one. This, I'm sure many of you will recognize as a Blackbird design piece. So the box is amazing, right? I'll show you what the inside of the box looks like. She's got it all finished. Look at that beautiful fabric she's got. She's got some chenille trim. She painted it. I mean, it's just incredible, right? I mean, just look at this thing. Just absolutely amazing. She's got the most beautiful brocade trim on there, a covered button, the charm. I mean, I couldn't, there were no words. And then what was inside of it was she had stitched this little scissor holder with a fob with my initial on it, more charms, which are cute as can be, more charms on here. Here it says made with love on that charm with the little button. I mean, look at this. This holds your scissors. The scissors were included. And then also, she did this little board pin cushion with a pocket on the back and included some coordinating classic colorworks thread. I mean, there were no words. I can't get over this. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. She's incredible. She's just amazing. So I was so completely honored to get that. So Marcy, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'll also put some pictures in from our time together. I'll and then Kathleen also sent to both of us something very sweet since she wasn't able to attend. But, we all had this, we all knew we were going to make each other something. So, I mean, it wasn't expected, but that's just how we are. So we all made something. Now, I will show you, I was a little bit embarrassed and everybody said I shouldn't be, but when we originally were going to meet, it was February. That was when, and it was right around Valentine's Day. So I had stitched these freebies. Theirs were a different color. I had stitched this one for myself and I liked it so well, I thought I'm going to make one for Kathleen and Marcy. And so I did. Their fabric was just a little bit different. They had more of this color fabric that's in the word kind. So this is what I stitched for both of them, which I don't know. This with what Marcy made me or even what Kathleen made me. I mean, look at all the buttons and the cute thing. And I just was like, here you go. Here's a heart. Mine looks like a cat toy compared to what they've got. But anyway, okay. Now we'll get to the part about my son's arm. So Adrian, like I said, was working as a whitewater rafting guide in Tennessee for the summer. Having a great time. Wouldn't you think that would be how he would break his arm, would be possibly whitewater rafting, like maybe got caught between a rock and a hard place. He broke his humerus, okay? He broke it arm wrestling. I could not believe that he did this. Long story short, he needed surgery. He had to wear it. They stabilized it, which it's very hard to stabilize a humerus fracture. But he had to wait almost an entire week before he could have his surgery. But he had his surgery in Tennessee, and I flew down there, and then I drove him home. We packed up his tent, we packed up all the stuff, and that was right after his surgery. So his surgery was on Friday, and I flew down on Saturday, and I got in on Saturday night. So he did great in his surgery. He ended up with, I'll share pictures of his x-ray and his post x-ray. He ended up with a rod and 9 screws that will forevermore live in his upper arm. So, and he's got a huge scar down the back of his arm. I'll show a picture of that too. But yeah, he did a really good job. By the way, it was one of the worst road trips ever because Adrian, with his arm being in a cast the way it was not able to shower for a week. And he stunk so bad. So yeah, that was worst, like best road trip ever and worst road trip ever. I mean, it was so great to catch up with him and hear what he'd been doing all summer, but oofda, did that kid stink. Man, okay. Anyway, so that's Adrian's adventure. While I was in Tennessee, I was down in Pigeon Forge, and I stopped into Dixie Darlin'. While I was there, I had a little time, and I just got a few things there. George and Martha, which I love, this little Plum Street. I want to have a bowl of patriotic samplers. This was on sale, but I just thought it was such a cute little kit. It's Emily Button Counted Cross Stitch Kit from Anchor. Mousy the Mouse, and it comes with all the stuff there. It's got all the thread and everything tucked underneath here. But I just thought it was so darn cute. Look at the little knot in her tail. She was just cute, so that was on sale. And then I bought myself some Lugana. I want to do some over one stuff on that. I'm not sure what yet, but Dixie Darlin' is a cute little store. That was fun. I'd heard about it for years. I think they've been in business for years, and I've just never been there. So I thought, well, I'm down here. So that's what I did for fun when I was down there. Okay. The next 2 things I have on my list that will kind of wrap this up is I have a Save the Stitches piece that I want to share. So my local thrift store had this. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's so cute. It brought me back to, my childhood, 1970 76, something like that. And, you know, it brought me back to like 8-year-old me when Holly Hobby was in style. And I initially passed it up the first time I saw it. I thought, nope, I'm going to leave it. And if it's still here when I come back, because I knew I was going to be there in another week and a half with some friends, I thought, if it's still there, I'm going to buy it. And then it was meant to be. And it was still there. So I bought it. The stitcher, this is a crewel piece. It's stitched with yarn, but this stitcher did such a fantastic job. It's well framed. She was a great stitcher, whoever did this. And I'm kind of sad somebody gave this away because it is so cute. So this will hang on my wall. I even like the frame it's in, even though it's, I mean, it's perfect. It's so cute. It is, this Holly Hobby is adorable. So I bought it, and I'm really glad I did. I don't regret it at all. The other thing that is what do I want to start? I've got a couple things that I really want to start. One of them is, I know a lot of you know Cindy C Stitches on Instagram. Cindy is such a sweet person. I hope I get to meet her in person someday also. Anyway, Cindy, one day I had commented on, she had finished this, one of the Birds of a Feather Santas, the red Santa. I love these Santas. I have kicked myself numerous times for not having bought these little tiny things when they were available, because I love Birds of a Feather. I think Birds of a Feather is historically my favorite designer. I just love their quirky stuff. Love it. So I had commented on Cindy's Instagram when she posted it, and she sent me the pattern, you guys, which was beyond kind. Because these things, I mean, you can sell them for a bunch, and I will pass it on to someone else when I am done with it. But what a sweet person she is, and she wanted me to have it. So I have fabric I want to stitch it on. I've got my colors that I'm going to use. So that's what I want to get started on this. Christmas is coming. It's November already. I was so tempted to start in on the Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery is having a black sampler November. I'm telling you, I was so tempted to start either Anne Grimshaw, which I know a lot of people are. Nicole and Laura and several others are going to stitch Anne Grimshaw. I wanted to stitch one of Theresa's. I'll insert a picture of it here. I love this sampler. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's an all black. It's got a little bit of gold in the bottom on the Christmas tree. I want to stitch this someday very badly. It's one of my favorites that Theresa's ever reproduced. So this one and Ragamuffin. So, long story short, I'm not going to start anything for black, stitch something black in November, whatever. I can't remember what Jacob was calling it, but anyway, I'm not going to do anything for that, but I was very tempted, very, very tempted. The other thing that I really want to start is this one. So this came from my friend Anita by way of my friend Kathy, who stitched it. I know Theresa has stitched this before for her mom. I absolutely love this. This is called Strawberry Garden. It's a loose feathers pattern. It's out of print, and it's kind of been making the rounds in my circle of friends. So Anita loaned it to me this summer at the Stitchery Nook. I have everything ready to go for it. Look at those wonderful colors. I just have to get started on it. So those are the two things I want to get done and get started and finish. So I'm at about an hour or so, a little more than an hour, and that took care of, let me just make sure that I got everything on my list. The one other thing that I didn't include, that I didn't mention, is I want to insert a video of my friend Marcy's Prairie Schooler alphabet that she's working on. I took a video of it when we were in Sioux Falls and when we met up, and it's fantastic. And she's closing in on a finish with it. She's getting so close. I think she's just got a few letters left. It's fantastic, and so I'm going to insert a video of that. Everybody, I am going to show you my friend Marcy's Prairie Schooler alphabet that she is working on. She's been working on this since 2018. I'm just going to run by all of them one by one. She's put some personal touches in too. I'll show you when we get to those. They're just fabulous, all of them. I mean, this is a big piece. And it is just so incredibly fantastic. I'm going to go back over here. Aren't they fantastic? This one is one she personalized, so I don't know if you can see the mermaid has glasses and she's holding an embroidery hoop. She personalized it with her name. Love that one. And then we'll zip over here. Love this one too. This is for sewing. This one is one she personalized. It says, T is for Teesons who are never on time. I think that's adorable. That's a neat one to unlock. She just finished Vineyard and she's working on W. W is for welcome. And then she just has 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So XYZ, and then there's a last one that she will do that says something about now I know my ABCs. She's going to kind of customize that as well. Now I've stitched my ABCs, I think is what she's going to write. But I just had to share this amazing piece with you. And that's about it, and that'll wrap up this first video. The second one, like I said, will be September and October, and whatever else I can think of that I forgot in this video. So that'll do it for right now. Until next time, which hopefully won't be long, Ace and I'll grab Ace. He's been sitting by me this whole time, purring away. We are wishing you smooth stitching and no ripping. Bye, everybody.